And hey folks, how you doing? Durinde here, and now for something completely different, Blood Bowl 2. Picked this up on the Steam Summer Sale. Played the original version, got it on Steam, and also played, I think it was like an old fan-made version of this. Blood Bowl, just in case you don't know, it's based on a board football game, which is kind of set in an alternate Warhammer universe. I think it's done by the same guys who do kind of the Warhammer universe and stuff. So the only thing that is, instead of elven armies and like undead armies battling, we have them battling on the football field. So anyway, it's quite an interesting universe. I recommend like looking into the history of it. They're going to refer to Nuffle and stuff like that, which is a play on, if you pronounced NFL as one word, Nuffle. This is like the god in the universe, Nuffle. So anyway, Blood Bowl 2, yeah, it's a combination between, like I said, the kind of fantasy role-playing and football. And football with RPG elements. Anyway, I don't know how else to describe it, so I'm going to start playing and hopefully walk you along the path of Blood Bowl 2. Anyway, I'm going to play in a league, so there's a couple of there's a single-player campaign which kind of acts as the tutorial, as well as you can set up kind of do-it-yourself type league. So you can do multiplayer leagues. I have made a multiplayer group called the Bearded Beards. I haven't played multiplayer yet, actually. I still have to do that. I have a Lizardman team called the Warriors. I'm playing through a single-player division like that, and I'm going to make a team specifically for this Let's Play. So, as I mentioned, you have kind of all the standard Warhammer fantasy races. You have humans, orcs, dwarves, Skaven, high elves, dark elves, Bretonnians, chaos, wood elves, lizardmen. I've played the lizardmen before; they're pretty cool. Undead, necromantic, Nurgle. These guys kind of look like Cthulhu. I'm not really that familiar with like Warhammer fantasy, so anyway, my experience with Warhammer has been more of the 40k type stuff. But anyway, here we are. We are playing Blood Bowl, and I have to pick one of these teams. So I'm thinking, for kind of the purposes of this Let's Play, I'm just going to go with bog standard humans for now, because they're easy for me to get into, but see, they're hard to master. Their strengths are based on their skills rather than their stats, and they cannot perform extremely well. So, of course, each of these teams has their advantages and disadvantages. So I'm going to play as a human team. And what are we going to call these guys? We're going to call these, let's see. I'm using Warriors as my other kind of single-player campaign dudes. Let's see. Humans in the fantasy world. Let's call them the Arms of Humanity. There we go. Sounds kind of noble. And team motto: reach out and touch someone. Hopefully I don't get sued for that. Okay, we get to pick a team logo. Fish. I don't think we want to be fish. It's the sun. It's an angry bull. There's like a lion thing with a football. Let's go for that. And we can pick our jersey.
Bloodfighter have certainly got their hands deep into Blood Bowl. Don't you think, Bob?
Yeah, let's go with dark purple. So another part of this game is that there's a couple of kind of AI announcers. They talk about the game that's going on. You get to own a stadium, and we're going to call this the human... I started spelling human, and then I saw kind of looked like He-Man, so we're going to call this the He-Man arms. All right. Everybody's got thick thighs in the He-Man arms. Okay. So, all right, so here is our team, the Arms of Humanity. We have a purple couple-ish team. So we're pretty much all humans except for this large guy. He's a troll. He's pretty strong, but a little bit on the slow side. He sometimes won't respond to your kind of orders on the field. This is a turn-based game too, I should mention. You start off, you can hire cheerleaders who give you like different bonuses, team rerolls, which is kind of the most important thing I've found playing this. Apothecary heals you up, very important. Your guys can die on the field, and that is a bad thing. I don't have enough gold for that, actually. Fan factor, which gives you bonuses, and a coaching assistant, which also gives you bonuses. You know what? I'm going to take one of each of these. Okay, I can sign a sponsor. Blood. Okay, this is a dwarf beer. Let's go for that. And anyway, yeah, that's our arena. So, okay, I don't want to get too much into the lore or anything like that. The best way to kind of show this off is to play Blood Bowl. So that's what we're going to do. So we're going to go with our Arms of Humanity here. I have to register them in a league before I do anything else. Okay, so we have to join a league. It's going to be a solo league because I'm going to be playing offline. And let's play the Old World League, which has like a regular season. And then that goes into the Mega Cup, which is kind of like the Super Bowl type thing in this universe. So we'll create that. We've joined a competition. So we're up against the Greenskin Boys with a Z, who are orcs. So this is going to be interesting. So let's start the match, and I'm going to talk you through Blood Bowl. You can also buy bonuses before the game, but we don't have any cash, so we're not going to be doing that right now. And the match should kick off in a couple seconds. I don't think the AI can buy anything either. None of us. If you go into a match with a disadvantage, you can actually make up some of those disadvantages by buying items on that screen. The game will actually give you extra cash to make up for any disadvantages you have. So you can buy, like kind of rent star players. So these guys have like lots of skills and stuff. You can hire a wizard who can cast a fireball and drop that on the field. That's pretty cool. And what else? Yeah, there's you can buy rerolls. Like I said, rerolls are kind of a big thing. You're going to see why. You try to plan out your turns here in Blood Bowl, but sometimes the dice are not in your favor. I've had a few occasions where I'm just like shaking my head at the dice that show up. Again, it's a turn-based game, and all the rolls are kind of dice-based, so you're going to see what I'm talking about in a little bit. So there's my team. Very beautiful looking group of fellows there, especially this guy. All right, so let's get to playing Blood Bowl. So, like any kind of sports game, or like football anyway, start with the kickoff. So we have the choice, because we won the kickoff, to either go on the defense or the offense. Let's start by getting the ball and maybe seeing if we can do maybe an early touchdown. So the game's broken into 2 halves of 8 turns each, and that's a total of 16 turns. And I'm gonna change my arrangement around a little bit. I like kind of having my guys up front ready to go against the opposition. If you play Blood Bowl, if you're familiar with the game, you're probably going to see me doing stuff that's probably not optimal. I have played through a few seasons of single player, but that's about it. And apparently an enraged fan has hurled a large rock at one of my players and has knocked him out. So there we go. That's kind of Blood Bowl in a nutshell. There's all sorts of random events and kind of silliness that you wouldn't see in a normal football match, or at least I hope you wouldn't see it. All right, so I got a big dude. They got a big dude. Their dudes are generally bigger than mine. They're stronger. So I'm gonna have to try to try to outplay these folks. Probably not not a group that I want to take out by brute force. So, you see if I attack this guy, there's a dice floating above his head. That means I get to use one dice. And you see all sorts of symbols. I'll tell you what they mean as they come up. And you see that bonehead thing? Remember I told you how my my guy wasn't that bright and sometimes he'll disobey me? Sometimes the roll will come up and he will flat out refuse to do what I asked him to. But this time he was good. And I also got a dice roll for a knockback there, so that worked out for us. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of try to push the defense back a little bit now. So this would get him to move, and this actually puts him down on the ground. Ideally, you want the opposing team down on the ground because it limits their options during their turn. They can do less things to you if they have to spend kind of action points trying to get up. Okay, so I had a arrow and a skull there. The skull is really bad. That means if I hit that, my guy actually goes down. Like whoever I try to tackle, they push me down, and that's a bad thing. So I'm going to try to pick up the ball here. Funny thing about this game, you guys can actually fail at picking up the ball. So we've done it this time. So I want to put my guy in kind of a position where he is going to be defended from kind of the enemy team. So I think I'm going to actually put my guy right here with the ball, and I am going to build a cage around him like so. And what that does, if anyone tries to run into tackle, my guys will attempt to trip up anyone coming in for that tackles. That's why I'm building it this way. So I see this going for it thing. That means that this guy's like pushing himself kind of above and beyond his abilities. So we have to roll a dice for that. 83%. Basically, it's a 1 in 6 chance of my guy just kind of falling flat on his butt if he did indeed fail that roll. Okay, I'm going to move this guy back here. I'm just going to keep building my cage here. And we're going to try to push up. And it's kind of a cohesive unit here. Okay, so I think everybody who I want to have moved have moved. So I'm going to end my turn. And we'll see what the AI is going to throw at us. So, yeah, the orcs have these kind of black orcs. They're basically their linemen. They have a blitzer who's pretty much their all-rounder. They also have little goblin dudes who I think are their throwers. You can make passes and stuff in this game. It's kind of iffy. The elven teams seem to use passing a lot, but humans are kind of a mixed bag. Sometimes you can get away with it, sometimes you can't. In kind of my main single-player campaign where I'm playing the Lizardman, I don't pass all that often because my guys are terrible at it. My linebackers, they only have like a 33% chance of even picking up the ball. So, so I have to rely on kind of smaller, slinkier guys for running the ball. So basically, I get my linebackers to knock everyone down in that occasion, and then I have these small, slinky guys who do the rest of the work. Okay, so we're gonna try to push through here. So you see the 2 red dice above that guy's head? That means if I attack him, I'm going to roll 2 dice, but since this guy is a lot stronger than my guy, that means the AI will get to choose the result of that. So if one of those skulls comes up, that is a bad thing for us. I feel like I should try to knock down this guy first. Okay. So we're going to go with a defender down. I'm going to push him back here. I'm going to follow him. You also have the option to kind of follow along behind as you're pushing people up. Okay, so now this guy can't do anything. Has he already moved? Okay, we're going to push this guy back to give ourselves a little bit of breathing room, or at least try to. And I will follow him. Okay. Okay, so my next move is... what? So I can do one more tackle. Here's the thing: if you start your turn right next to somebody, you can automatically try to tackle them. If you don't, you can do something called a blitz, and that means your guy runs up and tries to perform a tackle. However, you can only do one blitz per turn, so you have to be kind of conservative with what you do. What am I going to do with this? So there's a lot of guys here. Not too many people on this side, though. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to try to knock down this guy as well. Then I'm going to try to bring my guy up and run him up this way. That's a both down result, so that means both of us would go down. However, both of us have this block skill, which means that none of us go down. That block skill is great when you have it. It's kind of frustrating when the opposing team has it and you don't. Okay, so I'm running this guy up. So he is all by himself right now. So this is kind of dangerous what I'm doing. So I'm going to move this guy up behind to provide a little bit of defense, or at least try to. And let's move. I'm just going to move this guy up just in case he makes a break for it. He'll have a chance to trip him up. I'm going to move these guys into this zone, so he'll have reach on this guy and this guy. And I'm going to do the same for back. So they'll have to deal with these folks basically before they... Oh, my guy tripped. I'm going to re-roll that. Hopefully he makes it. There we go. If you fail one of your rolls, that's it. Your turn's over. So if you're pushing like your guy with the ball right towards the end zone and he trips up, that's it. He is... you are done for the turn. Doesn't matter if you have a whole bunch of troops left ready to go with unused action points. You are done. So we'll see what the AI tries to do this time. I'm guessing that they're going to try to blitz this guy. Hopefully I have enough people blocking, though. Yeah, this guy's going for it. My guys tried to grab him, but they failed. Okay, so this guy's going down. He's going to lose the ball, so I'll have to pick it up again, or at least I'll try to. Now, they might pick it up. Yeah, they actually grabbed it, so that's bad for us. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to push this guy up. I'm going to knock him this way. My big guy's going to follow along behind. So I want to keep their big guy kind of pinned as well. My guy who's right next... Okay, I should make this guy stand up first. So you see, there was only one dice above his head before, and now there's two. That means he's got support from this this fella here. So that's why I wanted to stand him up. All right, so the ball should be loose again. That guy caught it, which is fantastic. So I'm going to bring this guy in now to provide support. Let's see if I can get maybe one or two more people. I don't know if I will be able to get anyone else away here. Those are red dice. Red dice. Red dice. That's not good. Those are red dice. Can I... Not this guy, at least. Okay. I'm going to go for the single dice. So this is a skull. I really don't want that result, so I'm going to re-roll. Okay. I guess we'll have to settle for move. Which unfortunately puts this guy kind of a little bit closer to my guy, so there is a chance that he might run for it. See if we can take out some of these weaker folks. Yeah, so this is going to end my turn because I failed that roll. So I'm hoping my guy is able to stay upright with the ball. He's also in a very dangerous position. If you get knocked... Oh, well, you're going to see it. No, I have a dodge skill. if you get knocked off the field, the crowd actually beats you up. And you have a really, really good chance of getting injured. It's pretty bad. Okay, so the orcs not really doing a lot. I'm going to see if I can push this guy off the field, actually. Both down. I am going to re-roll that. Okay, I'm going to have to push him back. And I'm going to see if I can actually get him off the field. No. It's another push. I was kind of hoping I would get a tackle. Alright, so my guy can actually go for the touchdown. There's going to be a chance that he trips. Hopefully not. Oh, he did trip. Okay. And that's blood folks. That's how it usually goes. Every time you try to push yourself, the game is pretty unforgiving sometimes. Like, oh, I was there. So yeah, that guy just failed picking up the ball. That's another thing too. So they're re-rolling. Okay, so he's got it that time. Okay, so that's their like big dude. So he's really stupid, which means sometimes he will ignore whatever orders the AI tries to give him. Okay, this is we're getting knocked down here, but hopefully we can Chuwumba it and get back up again, because you're never going to keep us down. And again, their guys are stronger than us, so they'll have a lot easier time kind of pushing us around, kind of getting things positioned how they need it. There's 4 turns left in the half. Now I started in opposition, which means if we go to the second half, or when we go to the second half, they're going to be on the attack regardless who has the ball last. So both those guys had a block. Good. So I would really, really like to score here. Okay. I'm going to make this guy get up. And I'm going to try to push this guy off the field.
This could be fun, especially if the ball holder goes down.
And we're going to follow him. Now, the thing is, when the ball ends up out in the crowd as well, it can end up anywhere in the field. So that guy got pushed off. And yeah, the crowd beat him up. So the ball ended up kind of right in the middle of this mess. That is a terrible position for the ball to be in for us. So I'm going to try to push this guy back. Alright, so that's a knockdown. That's fabulous. We're going to follow you. That was a nice hit. I need this guy to stand up to support. Okay, we'll try to knock this guy back and try to clear away from the ball. Now we're pushing him into the ball, which means he might pick it up. No. Okay. Can I get in there? So I would have to dodge this guy, and he has a 50-50 chance of picking it up. Okay. What about this guy? Can he make it? 50% chance of picking it up. I don't have any rerolls yet, so this is super dicey what I'm doing right here. Okay, yeah, so I lost it. The orcs attempting to pick it up. No love for them, but it's in easy range from them, so they may indeed pick it up. Yeah, a lot of it's dice-based, so you can have like the perfect plan, but sometimes the dice just doesn't like you, and you lose. But that's fine. That's fine. It would be boring if you won every single game. Or I would find it boring. Both of us got knocked down there. I'm okay with that result because it ended up in a turnover. So I'm going to try to make a little bit more room around the ball here. I'm going to grab my big guy, get him to push this way. Okay, so that's the bonehead thing, means he's not going to listen to us, so much for that plan. Let's try to use one of our linemen then to clear the way. I'm going to follow him. There we go. Now this guy can provide support to these lads. I'm going to attack with this guy. Unfortunately, it's a push into the ball again. Really hoping for a tackle. Okay. Can this guy actually get in here? 17% chance of picking that up. That is terrible. Maybe the best thing for us to do is kind of blitz. Like that. So like I said, I only get one of these kind of running tackles per turn, so you have to make some decisions on what you're going to do. Thankfully, we got a tackle. Push these guys back. I'm going to follow. That was nice. So we're just going to stay here. Like I said, the 17% chance of picking up the ball is not great. If I attack him, the AI gets to choose the result. I don't know how I feel about that. Not very good, actually. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this guy up here. He's going to support this guy, and that may give us 1 white dice instead of the 2 red. Yes, okay, so we'll try for that. So we'll move him. We'll push him back that way. I'm going to follow. Okay, and this guy, 1 dice against him. I could try to run back and provide support. What's his dodge percent? 67, so basically half. Let's try knocking down this guy. And we got a both down thing, which seems to be happening a lot. Those 2 guys are playing patty cake. Well, let's see how the AI responds to this. I doubt I'm going to score. You can do ties unless you're in kind of the championship league, and then the game will go into overtime, and then it's whoever scores first. But yeah, you can get ties. I really doubt that I'm going to score. The AI might score depending on how some of these dice rolls go. That guy got knocked down. He used his blitz there, so he can't do any more running tackles this turn. It's kind of a thing that you gotta keep in mind. I forgot about that. I had like 2 guys up in the end zone. So if I do pick up the ball, there's a chance I could throw it. Okay. He's gonna knock me down there. Is he gonna go for the ball at all? Doesn't look like it. Okay, that guy's knocked out, which means he is out for the rest of the half. There's a chance that he'll wake up after the kickoff, but it's not not guaranteed. Okay. Really? Red dice all around? Okay, what happens when this guy stands up? Okay. I'm gonna try this. That is a skull, which means I feel like my turn is over already. That's that's Blood Bowl, basically. It's like no matter what you try, sometimes the dice are against you. So if I was smarter, I would have moved these guys up to maybe provide a little bit of support. They're not going to score anyway because there's no time left in this half. But however, we're going to be on the defense in the next half. So we're going to have to try to get the ball from these guys before we try to score next half, which is going to be an additional challenge since they are stronger than I am. That guy's knocked out. No, he's stunned, so he spends an extra turn on the turf. So yeah, your guys can get stunned, they can get knocked out, they can get injured, and they can also die. So. Oh, my guy tripped one of their guys. Cool. So there's a turnover. Okay. I could try one thing. Okay. Can I blitz this guy? That guy's clueless, so I should be able to. Okay, I'm trying something. I don't know if it's going to work. Yeah, we'll push him that way. We're going to follow. Now, do I have a thrower around? You're a lineman. You're a thrower. Okay. So we're going to get you to stand up. You're a lineman as well. We'll get you to stand up. push you back this way. I really, really doubt this is going to work, but I am... it's also got to do... Who does he have to dodge? This guy, okay. 50% chance. Usually, if it's 50% chance of me doing something, I'll usually fail. Okay, so here's the long bomb. We have a 17% chance to actually pass that successfully. He's got a 67% chance of catching it, but I'd be really surprised if this works, but we'll try it. No, we failed. We failed. But that's the turnover, and that should be the end of the half. Oh, there's one more turn, okay. That guy's still stuck in really stupid mode. I thought I'd try that. It was a Hail Mary, basically. Didn't expect it to work, but it would have been really cool if it did. They just failed at picking up the ball, so that's it. That's the end of their turn. Alright, so now we're going on the defense. That is the halftime. Our guy who got knocked out is back in the game. That's good. And here we go, back to the field. So we got to set up our defense. This is probably the wrong way to do it. But honestly, I just line my guys up when I'm doing defense. Seems to give me the best options. You're a lineman. Okay, we'll put you up there. You're a blitzer. We'll put you up there. Put you there, and you're a thrower. So you're a little bit weaker, but hopefully the ball won't end up on this side. So we got to select our kickoff. So I'm going to try to get them to favor my stronger side. I love the aesthetics. All sorts of balls kick very high, allowing the player to move in perfect position to catch it. Yeah, sometimes the AI hates... Oh, we have a touchback. Okay, so they end up with the ball. Actually, that's not a bad position for them. My stronger guys are kind of on this side, so that's fine. So they get their first turn of kind of setting up, and I'll try to break through their defenses on my turn and see if we can do a sack and maybe hopefully retrieve the ball. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes, like I said, the dice don't work in your favor, and no matter the best of your intention. You saw, like, I was like one square away from landing a touchdown last time, and my guy decided to trip up. 1 in 6 chance. Seems like it's worse than a 1 in 6 chance. It's like playing XCOM when you have like a 95% chance of doing something. You still fail. So, it's the nature of the game. That guy had the block skill. I didn't, so that's why I went down. If my guy had the block skill as well, we would have basically played patty cake and nothing would have happened. I like the block skill. I can actually get my guys the block skill, the ones that don't have it, once they level up. You level up by getting these SPP points, and you get those by either injuring the other players or by scoring touchdowns. That guy's injured. Okay. What's the... he loses a point of strength. That is pretty brutal right at the start of the game. So that carries into like the entire Blood Bowl season. So this guy, as long as I play him, he's going to have one less strength than the kind of default. Okay, I'm going to move this guy. Really? We're only 1 dice on these folks? Okay. Can I... 1 dice. There's 2 there. Okay, so let's go for that. Playing 1 dice is, or 1 die is pretty tricky sometimes, because it seems like you... anyway, I roll skulls a lot when I roll 1 dice. Seems like. Alright, we'll go for it anyway. And there's the skull result, so I'm going to do a re-roll. We'll push this guy back. Get my guy to follow. Can I loop in behind here? He would have to dodge through a whole bunch of people. Okay, so that's not happening. Okay, I'm going to move this guy here. And he should have some support now. Okay, he went bonehead, so that means I can't do anything. Alright, we'll try to take out this weaker guy. That's a tackle, that's good. We'll take that, we'll follow him up. Love the animation, nice little elbow there. The Rock would be proud. See if we can get this guy down. Yeah, I have the dodge or the block skill. He doesn't, so I just knocked him down. That is sweet. 2 red dice there. Can I come in like that from behind? I'm just going to run in and make these 2 guys kind of deal with this lad. It's a catcher, though, which means he's a bit weaker. Well, this is my last guy, so even if we fail this result, it's not a big deal because my turn will end anyway. So we will attack him. Yeah, so he chose the skull result for me, so my guy went down. I mean, the mechanics are pretty easy to figure out. If you play the single-player campaign, it'll walk you through, and like your first couple games, your guys won't get injured or anything like that. And if you fail a dice roll, like it won't automatically end your turn. So it eases you into things, and then it starts to give you some challenges. But the league is basically the standard game with all the rules, and there are online leagues and stuff that you can play against other real life players. Okay, that guy had 3 dice. My guy had the dodge skill there, so he was able to jump back. This guy's going to get tackled. My guy's stunned, so I don't have access to him for a turn. Okay. And he's just going to push this guy back. You going to follow me? No. That guy's running. Fortunately, my guy is too stupid to try to tackle him, so... okay. I'm going to move this guy up here for support. I'm going to try to break through this dude. Okay, that's a tackle. That's excellent. So we'll follow up there. This guy's KO'd. That's good. That means he's unavailable for the next kickoff. So that's good. That's one of their stronger guys. Can I get in and tackle this guy now? I'm going to try it. That is a tackle. Question is, where's the ball going to end up? The ball is over there. Now this guy could, in theory, run for it. You'd have to dodge through a couple people. Okay. Do I have access to this guy now? Okay, I do. Try to take out their big guy. That is a both down. I don't want the turn to end right now. Just got the loner skill. So this guy's a loner, which means sometimes even if I do a team reroll for him, he still won't obey my command. So have the big guys. I mean, they're great for kind of clearing the field when they work, but sometimes they don't always listen to you. And I think a lot of the teams, they do have kind of a big unit. I played some elves. They had like a huge tree man, and one time the tree man just kind of rooted himself into the field to get a drink, and that's why he didn't move. So there's kind of lore attached to all this. Okay, that's a tackle for him. Hopefully we don't get pushed off. Okay, so they have the ball again. I need to try to get it. So this guy's strong. He also has support from this guy, so that's why they have a 3 dice choice on what to do. That's a move. Getting moved is not as bad as getting knocked down. guy's getting knocked down. He's only a thrower though, so he's not as strong as like the linemen or the blitzers. Okay, so I'm gonna get this guy to stand up. So I need to try to get the ball. Can I run in and attack? That guy is preventing it. Okay. What about this guy? Can he come in from behind? No. Okay, I'm going to get these guys to stand up. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is this. We'll get this guy to run in. Take on their little goblin dude.
Those players are very close. Smells like a fight is about to happen.
Alright, I'm going to follow him. That puts me in arm's range of this guy. Fortunately, I can't tackle him since I've already used my blitz now. I can try to tackle this guy. Should move him up for support. Hopefully that gives us another dice, or die. So we're only on single dies, which is, again, can be pretty dangerous, especially for this guy, since I'm kind of moving this guy closer. Okay, he's good. I'm going to get this guy to stand up. Get this guy to stand up. Can we take out this dude? Might be better to take out this guy. Or at least push him back a bit. I'm going to push him away, but I'm going to stay here since that way this guy now has two guys to deal with. So end the turn. And we'll see what the AI tries to do this time. Again, I don't claim to be an awesome Blood Bowl player. He rolled a skull, but he used one of his rerolls. Doesn't seem like the AI rolls skulls all that much. I've had games where I've had like 2 dice and like 2 times in a roll I've rolled double skulls. I'm not sure what the odds of that are, but it's pretty sucky when that happens. This guy's going to end up off the field, I know it.
Likes to be well assisted in a fight.
Okay, this guy's getting pushed back. There are goblins back up. Okay, he's going to try to push me off. He did get a tackle. I think I'm getting pushed this way, though, so I might be okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not okay, but...
That's really risky.
You can tackle if you have the ball. It can be risky, but... That guy's stunned, so I lost him for a turn. This guy's getting pushed back. Okay. This guy's free and clear. Can I get anyone in to support him? This is risky. Ah, I didn't realize I was standing next to someone. Okay, so we're going to re-roll that. Hopefully my dice roll works out. Nope, I still failed to get it again. Okay, so that's... They basically got a free turn on me there. I didn't realize that that someone was in striking range of me there. I should have. That could be the fatal mistake of the game. On the upside, the orcs are not fast runners, so hopefully I can kind of catch them before they make it too far up the field. Things are more looking like more and more like a draw now if we do anything. Okay, so they're moving this side where I have less players, which is the smart move. And they are building a cage.
The player's fist is approximately the same
This
size
guy
as his
is...
entire
Oh, he's able to dodge, so that's good. He's not down anyway. And he's going to push that guy back. This guy may be able to sneak in for an attack. He's trying to push me off. No luck. I don't think you can do it when you're at an angle. Okay, I'm going to get these guys to stand up. We'll get you to stand up as well, okay. Can I sneak in behind with you? No. I can put you there, though, to make sure that this guy and this guy have something to tangle with. Get this guy to stand up. That's a bad idea. Let's see if we can take out this guy. Yeah, I don't want the skull result. That's a bad thing. Let's follow him. Get my guy closer to their big guy. I'm gonna get this guy to stand up. Okay. Alright, so we can do it. It's gonna be a one-die tackle, which is risky.
This could be a sack.
But we did it. Question is, where's the ball going to end up?
We're in with a chance of turning this match on its head.
Right there. Okay. Can I dodge that guy? 67% chance, then 33 to pick it up. Go for it, and 33. It's because that guy's right next door, huh? What to do? Can put my guys maybe not on the ball, but in range of the ball. This guy has a chance to trip. Okay. I'm going to try to run away from this guy. It may not work. And I'll put him right next to the ball as well. But he managed to duck out of that. Okay. And that's it for my guys. So I'm actually going to take the risk and see if we can take this guy down. Okay. So I had a tackle and a move, so the AI is going to take the move. So we'll push this guy back a little bit anyway. We'll end their turn. And again, we'll kind of see what the AI does. So their big guy is stuck. That's good. It's one less thing to worry about. This guy's up. He's still fairly strong. This guy might end up off the field. Okay, that was just a block. It wasn't a tackle. He went down, but at least he didn't get pushed off. Get pushed off, the chance of injury seems to go up quite a bit. And like you said earlier, if you do get injured, I mean, you guys can sometimes carry that injury for the rest of their career, basically, which can be bad, especially for faith. Like I had a guy who lost a point of strength, and now he's had a disadvantage, especially fighting strong teams like these.
Intimidation is the key. It's one of my strengths when I was still playing.
That's going to be tackle. Nice haircut, dude. Okay. I don't think they'll be able to go for the ball all the same. Okay. So we might have a chance to pick it up. So let's get these guys to stand up. I'm going to try to make a little bit of daylight first. Really? We only got one die for that? Okay. I'll get this guy to stand up then. Okay, you. I'll see if I can push this guy back first. So we'll follow him. Get this guy to stand up just so they're not knocked down. 2 red die there. You're a catcher, you're a blitzer, so you're probably my best bet. I don't have anybody free and clear, do I? Okay. There's a skull, so there's the end of my turn anyway. Okay. So we're at like turn 15. The chance of somebody scoring is really low right now, especially since nobody has the ball. So this is probably going to end up in a draw. I'll take a draw over a loss. I think the way the season rankings work is you get a point for a draw, 3 points for a win, and no points for a loss. So you definitely want to get as many wins as you can. You want to land in the top 4. The top 4 will bring you kind of to the final tournament of the season. Okay, so their guy picked up the ball. So he's going to have to be a focus for the next while. It's been a turnover. Okay, I'm going to try... this. You're a lineman, you're a catcher. Okay, so that's a tackle. I'm good with that. We're going to follow you. I'm going to try to knock you down. Still have red dye there, huh? Going to go for this. It's probably the wrong time for me to try it, though. It's just a push, so it's not an ideal result. Let's leave that guy there. Just up to 2 red die now. 2 red die against him. 1 white against you, so we'll try to knock this guy down at least, or at least move him back. We're going to follow him. That puts us in striking range of this guy, just in case he tries to move. See if I can get my guy like away from the edge of the field here, so he doesn't get injured for no reason.
That's it. Force him back and then
And it's more of a 2-on-1, so I'll try to take you on. Oh, there's the end of my turn. I roll skulls a lot.
Because it's the other team's go.
Okay, so it's turn 16. Unless the orcs do like a really awesome throwing play, I doubt anyone's going to score here.
move the layers before you get to the good stuff.
Well, that's fine. I've had games where it's been like 4-0 for me. I've had games where it's been like 3-0 for the AI, but most of the time it's pretty close actually. There's probably people that there's, oh geez, you can beat the AI easily. I'm still only new at this, so I don't claim to be anything I'm not. Guy gets a dodge. Guy's moving up because there's nobody to touch him. He got the really stupid debuff again, which is great for me. The game's over with anyway. Basically, I'm just going to try to see if I can put some injuries on these folks. Because it is kind of a long... You got to think long term sometimes, so if I weaken them in the long run, then they have to replace players and stuff, especially if I kill somebody. That guy's knocked out. It's not an injury.
He's going to sleep, and maybe we will see him on the pitch later.
Get this guy to stand up. So single die. Bring this guy in for support, I guess. Now we should be able to do something with this. No, still 2 red. Oh, there's 1 white there, okay. It's just a push, nothing special. It's 2 red die if I attack him. We'll attack the guy with the ball, just because, and of course I rolled 2 skulls just to end the game, I guess. And that's why those rerolls are important to buy, because
The god of Blood Bowl has punished me.
stuff like that happens. You can put a stop to it. Anyway, that is our first game of Blood Bowl. So I won 6,000 gold or whatever it is. And there's a fan factor and all that stuff. All of it affects the game. Not sure how some of it attacks the game. So close it out. I don't think any of our guys got to level up. So we do have somebody who is out with an injury. He's a lineman, so I should try to replace him if I can afford it. Linemen are 50,000. So yeah, we will buy one. That guy's got no head, okay. So confirm the purchases. I'm going to buy a cheerleader, or hire a cheerleader. And that helps us with our kickoffs. Okay. And I'm going to end things off there. So that was our first game of Blood Bowl, playing in the Bronze Division. Anyway, if you like what you see, think about liking the video, think about subscribing to the channel. Of course, next time I won't be describing the rules so much, focusing more on the game. So hopefully things will be a little bit more enjoyable. Anyway, take care. Have yourself a great day.